The question.
Oh, my apologies, Mr. Speaker.
Fletcher Tabato, in reply.
Thank you, sir. Yes. We have never been sued through the tribunal process, this is true. But what this government has not acknowledged is something called the chilling effect. This government has itself been stymied by the chilling effect, refusing to implement plain packaging legislation because of the fear of ISDS retaliation from large foreign corporates, sir. Governments around the world are being stymied through fear of billion-dollar claims, afraid to act in the best interests of their citizens, afraid to introduce meaningful and good laws, sir. This is called the chilling effect, and it is already immeasurably changing sovereign nations' approach to supposed self-rule. Let us be a proud nation and make a stand. Let us punch above our weight and make it clear to our international friends that we insist that democratically elected representatives of the people who should be the ones who determine our future, our laws. We do not care to act in fear of financial retaliation from foreign corporates dictating our futures. Real solutions are actually available, sir. This is not a unique problem to New Zealand. Firstly, and most obviously, corporates worried about dodgy governments can already purchase political risk insurance. New Zealand firms do it now when they venture into those overseas markets. Australia refused to have ISDS in their treaty with the US, and what do you know? The US signed it. Canada is considering not signing the TPP as its parliament debates many issues, including the ISDS. South Africa has said it will be withdrawing ISDS provisions from their treaties going forward. France and Germany have been particularly strong in voicing their concerns about ISDS provisions, sir. The European Union is now divided against their equivalent trade agreements with the US because of the ISDS provisions, and is now considering a new system for resolving disputes between investors and states. That echoes a Franco-German proposal for a permanent European court to settle disputes in international trade agreements. The European Commission, which handles trade issues for 28 state EUs, has suggested a multilateral court. ISDS is dead. It must be replaced by a new public and transparent system of investment protection in which private interest cannot undermine public policy which is subject to public law. The German economy minister has called for establishing an international court and has rejected the old ISDS. For New Zealand First, a new system means publicly appointed judges, not private arbitrators. Yes to full transparency during the court cases. Yes to an appellate mechanism, and changes in law by New Zealand's sovereign government affecting a company's profits would not be a sufficient reason to take legal action against a state. If these conditions are not met, it is not good enough for us, and it should not be good enough for this government, who presume to represent all of New Zealand. They were sent a message in a by-election not so long ago. They do not have the mandate they claim. Listen to all New Zealanders and look past just the numbers, Mr. Seymour, and look to understand how this is actually affecting people of New Zealand, our sick, our needy, our Kiwi-owned small business, and the regions, and sir, I say it again, the people of this country. We have not given New Zealanders the opportunity to be heard on ISDS, and especially the TPP, for example. Do not stifle democratic principles for the profits of foreign corporates, or even simply for the profits of our own companies. The profits of New Zealand firms should be our first priority, yes. but you were elected to represent all the interests of all New Zealanders. I challenge you to go forth, Minister, and actually secure a free trade agreement in this TPP. Do that without giving away our sovereignty, without compromising individual New Zealanders, and then we will all profit from these negotiations. Thank you, sir.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those who are of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The noes have it. A party vote has been called for. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes opposed.
New Zealand Labour.
32 votes in favour.
Green Party.
14 votes in favour.
New Zealand First.
12 in favour.
Maori Party.
2 votes in favour.
Ag New Zealand.
1 vote opposed.
United Future.
1 vote opposed.
The ayes are 60, the noes are 61. The question is not agreed to.
Mr. Speaker.
A point of order, Fletcher Tabito.
Thank you, sir. I ask for a personal vote on the grounds that this party vote is so close that a personal vote may make a material difference to the result. This is a significant piece of legislation that should be put to Select Committee. We are voting on the fundamental nature of our democracy, Mr. Speaker. I have reasonable grounds.
No, sorry. If the member has reasonable grounds, I want to hear them. No, not. I'm sorry. I interrupted the member prematurely. I want to hear the grounds that the member has.
Yeah, exactly. I have been led to believe that not all members of this Parliament are on site, sir, and so their votes should be held into question.
Speaking to the point of order.
Paul Foster-Bell.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, I have absolute confidence that all of the National Party members, except for those who have duly been granted leave within the allowance given to the National Party, are here, and any suggestion otherwise I take personal exception to.
Okay. I want to thank the member for his point of order, but rule that, as previous speakers have done on questions of this type, that without particular evidence, then the word of whips or other people casting votes must be taken. Call on members' order of the day number 5.
Minimum Wage Contractor Remuneration Amendment Bill, first reading.
Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable David Parker.
Excuse me, Mr. Speaker, a frog in my throat. Mr. Speaker, this bill tries to remedy a loophole in the New Zealand law whereby people can be paid less than the minimum wage under our current law. Mr. Speaker, I think most of us in this House understand that the world seems to be getting a more ruthless